Offroad Odyssey is presented by Rockford Fosgate.
Hey, it's Alexa Score, and welcome to Offroad Odyssey. No matter where you're from, you can't deny the hospitality of the South. And this episode is full of it. Y'all better buckle up because we're starting off with country music star Brantley Gilbert in his home state of Georgia. Who better to show us around than Georgia's own singer-songwriter Brantley Gilbert?
Hello, hello.
What's up, Brantley? What do you say? Should we do this?
I didn't put on my shiny boots for nothing. Let's get it.
All right, let's go.
Welcome to Georgia, home of elevation changes, red mud, and good times.
That's right. Today we have country superstar Brantley Gilbert along for the ride.
I've been making music, my mom says, a long time. I guess when I was little, I had like a little plastic microphone and a plastic guitar, and she said I'd put on a show for an audience of one.
Fast forward to 2022, and Brantley has 2 platinum albums and 5 #1 singles. Today, the chart topper is up for some fun in the mud at Iron Mountain Off-Road Park. We're in Dahlonega, Georgia, an hour north of Atlanta. Brantley made the hour trek from his ranch, but like any A-lister, he doesn't travel alone.
PJ's our head of security. Kevin drives the bus. We also got Bubbles out here. And Bubbles is one of my best friends and works with us out there on the road. They're family to me, honestly. They're my brothers.
Little Georgia adventure, about to go down. I am very excited for this one. Let's hit it. It might be his first time here at Iron Mountain, but Brantley feels right at home.
Grew up, born and raised in Jefferson, Georgia. It's a stone's throw from Athens, home of the Bulldogs. I lived in Nashville for about 1.5 years, and there's nothing wrong with the town. There's just something about home to me. Here we go, son, get some!
Playing in the mud is always a lot of fun. This is the most fun I've had getting dirty.
Let's make one thing clear. This isn't just any mud. This is red Georgia clay.
As you can see from a little bit of decoration we got on the side, it is no longer wrapped green. It is red as the clay here in the great state of Georgia.
The color isn't scaring these guys.
Hey man, we waterproofing this thing, dog. We let you get a little bit in front of us and then just hammered down on it.
We had a windshield, and then I kind of forgot about these guys back here. I'm like, oh.
It's all good.
We're dry, high and dry.
I hit it the first time, and then I was like, no, but if we go again, I might do it.
Kevin and PJ with us, but you know, they kind of stay in the back because they're a little bit slow. They're in my 4-seater Razor, and it is capable of doing some magnificent things. Unfortunately, neither one of them are just bringing it out of the machine today. I don't know, maybe they're just scared.
The park has many viewpoints, but this one is pretty sweet. Ew. Ate it. I'm not sure what we're looking at yet, but we'll find out.
Oh, right there. See that dark spot sticking up? You look just to the right of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way out in the distance, you can see the outline of it.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, I like when I can see Atlanta with no traffic and on a Polaris. So, I mean,
Polaris. Polaris. Tear some mud up, you know, climb a mountain or three, see Atlanta and Rock City.
What's this stop called?
Atlanta Overlook.
Atlanta Overlook. Makes sense. Okay. Atlanta Overlook.
yeah, I take my son. His response was, damn, that's so dope.
These Georgia folks are not afraid to call you out.
I gotta check something. Can you say Minnesota for me?
Minnesota.
Use your real accent, Alexa.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah, you didn't do that there the first time.
Riding with Brantley's been fun, but he's got to get back on the road. We head to Virginia when we get back on Offroad Odyssey.
Offroad Odyssey is sponsored by Rockford Fosgate, purpose-built audio. Motorcycle gear, no matter what you ride, motorcyclegear.com has the gear you need. Aluma Trailers, ready to ride when you are. Murdoch's Ranch and Home Supply, your one-stop shop for all things DeWalt. And by Onyx Off-Road, your #1 off-road mapping and navigation app.
Today's episode is all about the South, and this next crew is the epitome of Southern hospitality. They do a ride weekend just about as good as anyone. Let's go for a ride with Razor Nation. Today's adventure brings us to southwestern Virginia, Grundy to be exact. This little Virginia town sits right next to the borders of both Kentucky and West Virginia. Mountainous terrain, endless trails, and plenty of room to adventure. Sounds like the perfect place for one group.
Razor Nation! Razor Nation!
That's right, Razor Nation.
Razor Nation was formed as a riding group so we could get all of our friends together that love the sport and love the outdoors to come out and enjoy what we all love. We formed the group about 3 years ago, and we're at about 6,000 members now, so we're growing fast.
That's a lot of Razors. All 6,000 members couldn't make the trip, but the ones that did have plenty of personality to go around.
We have a blast. Our personalities mix well.
I'm meeting up with Chris and company at Southern Gap Outdoor Adventure before heading out for the day.
You can see the sights, do what you want.
With the crew assembled, it's time to hit it. The Coal Canyon Trail System spans hundreds of miles and connects a handful of towns in the area. I'm a first-timer riding here in the Coal Canyon, but I'm not the only one.
So we normally ride in West Virginia, the Hatfield-McCoy Trail System. This is our first time here at the Whole Country Trails, and we love it. We've had a blast.
This trail system has a little something for everyone.
We have blue trails, green trails, and black trails. The green is the easy trails, which if you're coming out and you're in a rental machine or it's your first time out, I would say stick with the green trails. If you're more intermediate rider, the blue trails, that's for you, you know. And if you want to pick your poison out here and maybe try something more technical, the black trails, it's a lot like skiing, you know, it's like a black diamond. The Heart of the Appalachian, they're really a big part of the marketing of the trails. People who don't know about the trails, they market the trails to them so they can come up and see what we ride every day.
Kim Short is a part of the group that makes sure the fun can happen.
In 1993, the state of Virginia recognized that they had a region that was very unique in its offerings as far as outdoor recreation. They formed Heart of Appalachia as a marketing authority that would market this region. And part of that was the ATV and UTV trails that were created. And those trails tie to the downtowns where we can bring in the riders, they can ride their machines from one town to the other.
There's no lack of vistas out here on the trail. I can't help but stop and stare. Yeah, this is quite the view.
This is beautiful. I mean, look at all the states. I mean, you can just see forever on a clear day. And some of these views you can see as many as 7 states, though. A friend of mine, Jerry Williamson, and I, we were the only 2 riding at the time. This was in 2014. We were out climbing hills, and him and I would get to top of a hill. He started jumping out and yelling, "Razor Nation," you know, real loud. And so when we formed the group, I thought, what better name, you know? It's awesome.
Razor Nation!
Hey, when in Razor Nation. After a full first day of riding, it's time to head back to camp at Southern Gap.
Southern Gap was actually founded as a business after the Coal Canyon Trail System was formed. So Southern Gap was built, and it started as a campground, and it has evolved into cabins. They have a camp store and just several things going on there.
Okay, so maybe calling it camp was a bit of an understatement. The views from Southern Gap are amazing, but when the sun goes down, the fun doesn't stop.
Overseas in the middle of
When Lee gets cranked up singing, it's all laughs around the campfire. We have a great time.
in the summer sun, all dressed up.
You know, the whole thing about it is with Razor Nation and the guys, I mean, it's a lifestyle. I've got a saying that where the cell phone service ends, the fun begins.
I feel like I'm in a music video for real. Feel the break of dawn, baby, got it going on.
Fun is right. Our Virginia adventure is just getting started.
Offroad Odyssey is sponsored by Shock Therapy, your premier suspension tuning company. Cargo Max, the only utility trailer in the sports car category. Amsoil, engineered for what you drive. And by FlowFast, the ultimate portable fluid transfer system.
The Coal Canyon Trail System in Southwest Virginia offers over 200 miles of off-road riding. We're ready to see some more of it, but first, no Razor Nation adventure starts without what the average person would consider a grandiose feast.
Yeah, so we all like to eat, and we brought some of the best cooks around, I guess, east of the Mississippi, I think. They really do a great job.
I enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking for a lot of people, and like most people, if you fix something or you're a mechanic or whatever, you get a lot of joy out of getting something accomplished, and same thing with cooking.
You have to like cooking a lot to haul your own smoker across the country. Fueled and ready, it's time to get back out there. We can see our breath at breakfast, but when you're with Razor Nation, it never takes long for things to heat up. What better way to get warmed up for a day of riding than an obstacle course right on the property?
I did the tires, the big tires, the mud bog, and then the figure 8 obstacle course. Oh, flying through the mud. I love that all day. I'll go through a mud hole in a heartbeat. Come flying through that shallow mud puddle. That was awesome.
Hey, you haven't sent it till you sent it through a water hole.
You don't have to go far from camp to experience some amazing riding.
Well, the beautiful thing about that is like I said, amazing views, and there's a mud, hill climbs, rocks, dirt. I mean, there's something for everybody.
Just a little bit of mud. That's how Razor Nation does it.
If you're into mud or if you're into the hill climbs or whatever you're into, I mean, it was very, very versatile. We had a bunch of different machines in our group. We had a Ranger and a General, and it's a very, very nice system. There's something for everybody.
It's not as rocky as what some of the other trails we've ridden in the past. It was very smooth, very well maintained. You can get some good speed on those, not too difficult.
Smooth and casual, yes, but no lack of beauty. Don't let the intensity fool you. Razor Nation is more than just a riding crew.
It's all about togetherness and camaraderie and just a real tight-knit group of people. I mean, it is a huge tight-knit group of people, just like going riding with family.
We enjoy camping, cooking together. We enjoy, all the technical stuff that we go through. We've been to some positions in the trails where we have to help each other out, flat tires, things like that. It's the camaraderie.
Oh, we all got great chemistry together. We all ride together. It's effortless. We all have our roles. We all kind of fit in really well, and there's no egos. We check those at the trailhead.
No egos here. Since arriving at Southern Gap, I've heard a lot of talk about elk on the property.
Part of the elk herd that was introduced into Virginia kind of hangs out around Southern Gap. So in the evenings, in the mornings, you can see the elk, you can hear them bugle.
Tonight, I'm on a mission to see one in person.
Where's it at?
With daylight fading fast, I'm starting to think this elk thing is just a Southern Gap legend.
We found the elk. And there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them, yeah.
There is a huge one over here with a huge rack.
One of the most incredible things about Southern Gap was the fact that they've got the elk. You've got to go a long ways to see wildlife like that, so it was amazing.
You can see them right in Grundy, or take a short bus ride for an even bigger herd.
The elk up there were just amazing. I was telling some friends of ours, it's amazing how close they are to where we live day to day, and just to see that kind of wildlife up close. It was absolutely beautiful.
The elk were a sight to be seen, but check out this view.
To me, the best part is when you get on top of the mountain and you get to have a sunset dinner with amazing views that we can see, I think, 3 counties last night.
Yeah, especially watching the sunset over the overlook. That was awesome.
Pretty amazing view. Doesn't get much better than this. Plus a couple elk down there as well. Come for the elk, stay for the view. What a perfect way to end a stellar day. Welcome back to Offroad Odyssey. Today, the Razor Nation crew and I are packing up at Southern Gap and headed for a small town with plenty of charm. The ride to Haysai is roughly 15 miles, and like many towns on the trail system, it welcomes riders with open arms.
Haysai is just like the picturesque small southern town. Historic buildings, small town feel, friendly people, and just really a neat town that you can ride your machine into. You can ride right up to the restaurants.
You know the town is rider friendly when the mayor meets you for lunch. Larry. Mayor of Haysai. Thank you so much. It's a cool little town.
Well, we think so. Thank you, though.
We'd love for you to tell us a little bit more about it.
Sure. Haysai is kind of unique in that it's not like a lot of other Southwest Virginia towns. We were never a coal camp town. Our town originated as more of a merchant type founded town.
Okay.
And then, of course, the logging and the mining business came in. Those kinds of companies needed to be able to have, a steady supply of their needs and their, the goods for the rising population. Yeah, Haysai is a good little town. It's a welcoming town. We're proud of it. We've been working really hard over the last 10, 12 years now to make it more of a tourism destination town. The increased popularity of off-roading.
Sure.
And of course, the ATVs and UTVs.
Yeah.
I think we were actually the very first ATV-friendly town in Southwest Virginia. And then we have moonshine and music.
What else do you need? Right?
Oh, that was amazing. Pretty cool little downtown spot with a rushing river running right through the middle of it.
Moonshine has been historically cultural in the Appalachian Mountains, and fortunately most people are doing it the legal way these days.
We ran this one yesterday. This is a 150-gallon copper steel. We produced about 40 gallons off of that.
That's a lot of moonshine. And it's historic. It's been passed down for generations, and it's such a cultural thing, I feel like, in this area.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that is a huge part of Appalachian country. There's no doubt about it. I mean, this is where the moonshine was born.
Before we get to enjoy some history, we need to pack up and head to our final destination. We've ridden from Grundy, Virginia to the town of Hayside and now onto the Breaks Interstate Park. And we came all the way for this view right here.
Thanks for riding with us. Until next time, y'all get out there and get off-road.